All right, guys, welcome back. Thank you guys for working your way through these videos and just kind of staying strong and staying the course and finishing these and kind of growing as a leader. But the next topic that we're going to discuss is Wednesday nights and kind of what happens at our 9/12 service. So if you're not familiar, Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. is our 9/12 service. It's a huge part, if not the biggest part of our ministry and kind of what we do to help reach students and grow students. And it's the main thing that we kind of put the most effort into. And so the specific let me rephrase this. The service is specifically designed to engage high school students and help them grow in their faith and in their relationship with Jesus, and also just grow relationally, emotionally, spiritually, all of those things. Like I said, growth is always the key. And so a typical service is about an hour and 15 minutes long. We'll worship, sometimes we play a game, we do things to kind of get students to connect with each other. We hear a sermon, usually by me or somebody else, and we will sometimes break out into small groups and talk. And so we'll discuss life groups and small groups and kind of how all that works together here in a little bit. But I just want you to know these services are specifically designed with high school students in mind and how to help them take that next step, how to connect, and how to kind of grow in their faith. And so as a leader, what is your job on Wednesday night? So first thing, your job is always to help students to grow. Your job is to grow them spiritually, emotionally. So whatever you can do on a Wednesday night to help them with that. I don't care if it means you grow them on their jump shot, because if you're doing that, that means you're engaging them and you're connecting with them and you're building, you're having fun, which leads to trust, which leads to depth, like we talked about in the last video. But here's what matters. And so on Wednesday nights, we want students to grow. We do as much as we can to get them to grow, but we also want you to connect, because connected kids stick. And so this gives you a chance to follow up, build relationships, talk with them, check in. How was your week? Where have you been? Like that kind of thing, and to kind of see where they're at. And so, and it also gives them a chance to connect with their friends and kind of do that and kind of cut loose and be a kid and just kind of be around people, be around each other. And so here's what I want to, sorry, Tucker found my iPad and he fixed my notes, and he typed, my thunder thighs make it hard to move around on stage sometimes. So thank you for that, Tucker. But what happens on a Wednesday night, and how can you be a part of it, and how can you help win? So here's, and I don't know if you guys are like me, but I like to know clear cut expectations. How do we win? How do I know if I get in the car on a Wednesday night and I'm driving home, how do I know that I showed up with a purpose? How do I know that I won? How do I know? So that matters to me. And so I developed what I call the 1, 2, 3 rule. And so this is something that I do with myself personally, and I do this every Wednesday night. And just so I kind of know, when I get in the car and I close the door, if I spoke or whatever I did, I know at the end of the day, I helped students grow and I helped connect with students. And so here's what I call Wednesday nights 1, 2, 3 rule, or how to win on a Wednesday. So I call it the 1, 2, 3 rule because it's 1, 2, 3. So the first one is connect with one new student that you have never met. So connect with one new student you have never met, or one student you do not know. So introduce yourself. Just say, hi, what's your name? Oh, my name's Trey. It's good to meet you. Are you? And you kind of say, maybe you saw them with a friend. Last week I met a girl named Faye. The week before that I met somebody named Luke. And so the reason I do this is because I want to know new students, and it's overwhelming. There's 125 up to 150 kids in there. So I'm not going to know everybody's name, but I can go out of my way and I can connect and I can be intentional with meeting one new student. So connect with one new student you don't know. Next one is 2. Follow up with 2 students from last week. So what does it mean to follow up with 2 students? So if we connect with one new student 1 week, the next week I want you guys to follow up with that one student you met last week. So the week that I met Faye, I actually followed up. I met with Luke, and I said, hey man, it's good to see you. It's good to see you again. How was school? And I asked him just a little bit more, and I was able to connect with him and kind of grow our friendship just a little bit more. I even shot baskets, or shot hoops with him just for a hot second, but I was able to grow with that particular student. So that's why I want you to follow up with 2 students, because it gives you a chance to follow up with that one student that you met last week, and also go out of your way to follow up with one other student, maybe one that you met a few weeks ago, or maybe somebody in your life group. But just being intentional about following up with 2 students is something that really helps me know that I won, and also help us win in our ministry, because if we connect with students and kind of see where they're at, students will know that they're loved and cared for. And if we all do this, man, if we all connect with students, and obviously on a Wednesday night we connect with more, but if we're intentional with at least 2, we're going to be able to reach more students, and students are going to feel loved, cared for, and connected, and that's always the goal. As always a goal, and also they'll grow because they know this is a safe place to know they're cared for and they're loved. And so connect with 1 new student you don't know, follow up with 2 students from last week, and then number 3 is tell students you are glad, 3 students you are glad they are here. And so why does that matter? Why should we tell 3 students we are glad that they are here? Here's why, and I'm trying to paint you guys a bigger picture. On a Wednesday night, there are hundreds of other things students could be doing. Like I said, not like when we talked about 912 Nick, 912 Nick, he's involved in extracurricular activities. So students are out, maybe they're at football, they're at baseball, they're at cheer, they have all these other practices, they have homework, they have projects, they have families, they have siblings, they have whatever it is. So there are hundreds of other things that students could be doing. And so that's why rule number 3 matters so much, is because we want students to know we are glad they are here. And I know it's cheesy, it might sound, but it's super important, because the more we tell students, if all of us are getting that through our vocabulary, if all of us are telling 3 students, man, that means 50, 60, 75, 100 students know for a fact every Wednesday we are so glad they are here. And so that's why it's rule number 3. So just to recap, connect with 1 new student you don't know, follow up with 2 students from last week, and tell at least 3 students you are glad they are here. I do this every Wednesday, and I hope you guys will do this. Like, I want to make this, and this is how we know, this is how we'll win, because students will feel connected. When they feel connected, they open up, and that trust leads to depth, and as a result, they will grow, or at least be open to the opportunity to grow. And so, last, I want to close with one thing, is we do a ton of crazy stuff on Wednesdays. We mix it up, we play games, we shake it up. Sometimes we do long stuff, short stuff, whatever it is. So here's what I'm asking you guys, is be flexible, man. Wednesday nights are crazy. Whatever it is we're doing, be flexible and be positive, man. If you think a game that we did was stupid, you're not going to hurt my feelings if you come up to me afterwards and say, hey, Trey, that game was stupid. Let's never play that game again. Or, hey, the greeting time or this life groups or whatever you may think it is that you don't agree with, I ask that you keep a positive and uplifting attitude and then roast me to my face, okay? But we ask, if we say something stupid, or if we say that wasn't fun, or if we're negative about things, our negativity will rub off on students. And we want to present a positive, uplifting culture. That doesn't mean we can't talk about it. Come talk to me, like say, hey man, our life group's not connecting, or hey, the small group questions aren't very good, or whatever it is, just come talk to me. But like I said, if you're in front of students, we ask that you have a positive attitude and kind of have an uplifting mentality when it comes to that, because we want to paint a positive picture where students are excited and students can grow in this environment. And last but not least, on a Wednesday night, if you are scheduled, if you have been in it with our ministry at any time, we actually schedule you guys for specific responsibilities. That means we might schedule to do the new here table, to greet, to help with check-in, to play in the lobby, to be a floater. We'll talk more about what each of those responsibilities look like, but we ask you to take those jobs seriously, because like with check-in, we have to know kids are here, know they're secure, all that kind of stuff. With new here students, we have to make sure new here students that they know we're here, so that we can connect with them and tell them how happy we are they're here, how glad we are that they are here. And so if you're scheduled for something, please take it seriously. If you get scheduled for something and you don't like doing it or anything like that, come talk to me. But we will schedule, and we ask you to take those things seriously, but also be flexible for all the things that we do that are crazy on a Wednesday night. But if you have any questions about Wednesdays or how they work, come talk to me. But thank you guys, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.